Something something gate golf. And by that I mean say all pilots burn to gate golf and hold. Something something gate golf.
Today's stream is in fact not sponsored by Pepsi.
Oh.
But by Coca-Cola?
Raw Messiah, Raw Messiah. Thank you. Alright, take first gate, take first gate.
Warp drive active.
Negative, Drifter.
Affirm, thank you.
Readout's Wolfreya, isn't it?
Yes. Something something gate able, gate able. Or alpha if you like it that way.
I mean, yeah. Given the Navy lost in the Army versus Navy today at the rugby, can we just not do Navy terms, please? Thanks.
Well, they share the same alphabet, so.
Shh.
Could always do like police phonetics, so we were burning to gate Adam, gate Adam.
Oh god. Why not just do like school ones? Gate Apple.
Well, I mean, if you need to do regular, we could always do Apple.
Please no.
No.
Triggering.
Burn to gate beans.
Why are you gurning your beans? I don't get
Oh
it.
god.
They're regurned beans.
Ah, I see. Take gate, take gate.
Warp drive active.
Apollo, Apollo.
Nice.
Affirm. Tracking disruptors and webs, hold fire for now. Frigates are free fire. Frigates are free fire.
Let me know when you want TDs.
TDs and webs are good. Settle into orbits. Let's see here.
Webs. TDs.
Okay, verify. Parius, are you high grade?
Affirmative.
Affirm. Parius, you're at 750. Elinari, you are at 500. And React, you are following Elinari.
Okay.
And Repsol and Garian Prop. And as always, if you are not a Guardian, orbits at 4 or 5,000.
Weird, the Drifter isn't shooting anyone yet.
Yes, it is.
It is? Oh,
Yep.
oh.
Just didn't see the scramble notifications. I'm guessing you're probably late on grid.
Yep, yep.
That's
Yeah.
weird. Yeah, I'm not seeing any turret effects either. Strange.
Ah. And there it goes. Okay, well, we'll wait for aggro to shift and then shenanigans.
Aggro switch.
Affirm.
Oh.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah.
So, Guardian's orbit check.
React good.
Ellie good.
Parry is good.
Nuke it.
Webs.
TDs.
Finish him.
Fatality.
Cool beans.
Speaking of fatality, there's a video out of Scorpion's karate class.
Nice. All pilots burn to gate Apple.
My speed is 1780. Would you like me looting, or have we got someone faster?
Let's see here. Do we have volunteers for designated looter?
I mean, mine's 2170 again. I can do it if you like.
Okay, super, you're on.
And 3, 2, 1 in range.
Take gate. Please take gate.
Warp drive active.
Negative drifter. A couple of lancers.
Verify negative drifter.
Negative drifter.
Negative drifter.
Okay, cool. Nuke it all. Fleet burn to gate Alhambra.
God damn it.
I liked my gate Butterfree a couple weeks ago.
Why would you like that? Butter's amazing.
What? You
Crickets.
serious? Are you serious? Please tell me you're being serious about that.
The silence is telling.
He's serious. Oh my god. Oh my god.
But
Mac has been living under a rock this whole time.
well, I mean, this is not surprising.
Doesn't know what a Butterfree is. Doesn't even know what a Butterfree is. What are you doing with your life?
In Soviet Russia, Butterfree knows you.
Oh, I see. Thank you, Google.
Oh dear God, why?
Fleet
Full drones,
approach
full drones.
gate Caterpie.
Not looking that one up.
Original
Do not
150
take gate,
only,
do not
please.
take gate.
Caterpie's in the original 150.
Just getting it out there before someone throws any of the
Do
next gen
not
shit
take
in
8.
there.
Caterpie evolves into Butterfree.
No, involves in
Parius.
Parius.
Surely Caterpie
took
would
the
evolve
gate.
into.
Alright, please take 8, please take 8.
I heard somebody
drive
say take gate,
active.
so I took the gate.
Well, someone activated, and thus I said, do not take gate. I should not use the word take. Okay.
Gate is red.
Yes, that is a good one.
Did you say champ?
Oh, by the way, the negative drifter.
Thanks. Fleet burn to Gate Albertsons. Gate Albertsons.
What?
Welcome to middle school.
Welcome to Obscure Reference Central.
Albertsons isn't that obscure.
I gonna guess it is if you're not American.
Well, if you're not American, that's your problem, not ours.
I
Specifically
know.
West Coast American, because I think it's like Kroger's on the East Coast or something.
Yes.
Yep.
It's like a Ralph's.
I did meet
I
a
wasn't even familiar with those.
Yeah, California has Ralph and Vaughn's.
And Albertsons.
And Bevmo.
So lost.
We don't have Kroger's by me on the East Coast.
That's just because you're wrong.
I was going to say I did come across a mother with a teenage son called Bartholomew today.
Nice.
I've lived here for 3 years, and that kind of name doesn't bother me anymore.
Wow.
Is it common?
It's really not.
I live in one of the snobbiest parts of the UK you can find. It's fairly common here.
Bartholomew.
Yeah, that tracks. That tracks. Our cats just realized that there's an interloper in the yard. Not a chicken this time. A neighbor cat.
It must die.
Now the weather's good, creepy cat's gonna be back.
Creepy?
A very fluffy, possibly a Maine Coon, that like sitting on the roof of the downstairs bathroom, staring into the window of the upstairs shower.
Oh, that's creepy.
Okay.
So
technically a peeping Tom.
Is it a tomcat?
It's not.
Tomcat.
Damn.
It's not actually a tomcat.
That would be sort of brilliant, though. And by brilliant, I mean terrible, but also.
Is its name Peepers?
Good to go when you are.
Well, it is now. Activate gate, activate gate.
Mr. Peepers.
Warp drive active.
We just have creepy cat and rain cat.
Lance has just landed.
Yep, mark that shift change is offset of 36.
Artemis.
Artemis.
Singular? Excellent. Tracking disruption and web get set up on orbits.
TDs are up.
With them.
Now you want to grab the frigates as they come in.
Yep. Frigates are free fire. Repeat, frigates are free fire. Reps on Annex Tormy.
Aw. Yep, react good.
Okay. Cool, and orbit pattern as before is LNRE 500 react, follow Paria 750. Is that where you folks settled in?
Affirmative.
Cool. In which case, Guardian's orbit check.
Parry is good.
React good.
Really good.
Cool. New Cardamus, new Cardamus.
Webs. Titties.
Titties.
Cool.
It is.
Really?
All the titties.
It's dark, what do you expect? Okay, cool. Fleet, burn to gate Garbanzo.
Garibaldi.
Garibaldi's.
Galileo, Galileo.
Ooh, Galileo would have been good.
No, 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 that's gonna trigger the song. No.
Apollo has a doomsday set aside for me. For me.
For Ellie, normally.
So, evidently we need to make sure that Parias goes to FanFest next year so that we can drag him on stage for karaoke night.
Yes.
Ooh, this one had a corpse inside.
Is it a true Amar corpse?
It is just, in fact, a female corpse.
That's true.
So you're telling me it's possible?
Yes.
Muhaha. Prop mod would help, sorry.
Do not take
Did
eight,
somebody
do not
just
take eight.
activate?
Hang on.
Okay.
I think somebody's gonna lose a confessor.
Okay, the person that just yellowed into the hive, immediately warp off to Sisters of Eve Flotilla. GTFO, best speed.
Roger, warping off.
And hope CO2 isn't here to pick up stragglers.
What's a Heron piloted?
Yeah, could well be. Okay, pull drones, and yeah, super. If you can just come back in, we'll let the MTU handle the rest.
Roger that.
Koizumi, did you get out of the hive?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Nice.
So what you'll want to do is hang around Outsystem, Sisters of Eve Flotilla, etc. Once we get the first Takanta, we'll take a brief break and rejoin you, and then we'll do our second run. So you'll have to hang out alone for a little while, but we'll pick you up on our return trip. Okay, that said, folks, you know the drill. Astarte will go first, there will be a pause, then Guardians, then pause, then Fleet. No worries, it happens. Astarte leading. Guardians go. Fleet go.
Warp drive active.
Okay, webs, TDs, all the rest on the Hikanta.
Webs.
Full wreck.
Cool beans. No aggro yet. There we go.
Damage.
Hikanta's taking
Who's
damage.
shooting?
Do not fire on Hikanta, no damage on Hikanta.
Stop shooting the Hikanta.
Oh.
That was close.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
Someone
Not necessarily.
else goes out, sir.
There was that, and then there's another thing. But, situation normal.
AFU.
Aggro shift.
React.
Okay, cool. React. 500 full speed. That's a do not follow LNRA. LNRA 500. Aria 750. Orbit check.
React good.
Ellie good?
Parry is good.
Kill Hikanta. Kill Hikanta.
Webs.
TDs.
And death. MT will grab this. Everyone, let's pull drones. And I'm going to call for a regroup. And we're going to hang out for a few minutes. We've got 3 minutes for bio, grabbing coffee, etc., etc.
We're gonna do it here.
Yeah. This way, in case there are people lurking about, people can be AFK and our only threat is from random sleepers and drifters. Meh, whatever.
Should we go over to the vault?
Travel time. We're going to reset momentarily, so we may as well just hang out here.
Alright.
That way we don't get strung out if drifters do land. Okay, fleet will be underway at 49.
They like me.
They also live in another world where they think they can hit things from 250 kilometers away.
No kidding. Well, patrollers are nailing me now, but yeah, I'm red boxed by 250 out. It's a sleeper. Sleepless.
For example, Guristas in 00 space are still hitting you at 1000 kilometers.
I mean, props for the locking technology.
Totally legit. And that's how you lose a Saber on the perch.
So if I turn off my push to talk.
Okay, so we're to about time. Super General, what are your thoughts? Should we go off grid of SOE for form up, or should we just see if there's someone there in Blapham and see what happens?
I'd recommend personally, if there's going to be anyone, we're going to be jumped at the Sisters of Eve flotilla. I'm tempted just to say, like, bounce back to the exit wormhole and then just go to the beacon again. Unless you specifically want to potentially trigger someone that's hiding there and engage them, but it's up to you. I don't mind either way.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
If anything, it's going to be cloaky, and if it's cloaky, it's either going to be dropping bombs in here, or it's going to be pretty flappy. And given we're all in small ships, there's a good possibility that we could probably kill it. If it's not dropping bombs. Yeah, but the objective here is not to take losses, and we'd probably take losses.
Yeah, even though we would likely win out. Still a thing. Okay, in that case,
So what I was going to say is this is a drifter wormhole, class 13.
1 moment, just determining a line 2.
It's designed for frigate-sized ships.
Okay, so all pilots align to Planet 4, broadcast align to.
The site's value is, it works out roughly around $1 billion per pilot.
We are going to bounce off our entrance at range. All pilots except wing warp to our entrance. Koizumi, if you can meet us at entrance.
Indeed. That's kind of why I even do these wormholes.
Entrance wormhole.
Yep.
There's still things to learn, there's still things to uncover, there's still stories to be figured out. It never seems to end. $1 billion per pilot. So we have a fleet of 27, and by the end of
all
the
pilots,
operation,
once you land, align to readout Hive. Align to readout Hive.
By the end of the operation, it will be roughly around
So
$1
it's
billion
okay to
per
jump
pilot.
to entrance.
Firm. We are here, so warp to anyone in fleet, or warp to the entrance itself. By that I mean say entrance wormhole, not to readout.
Depending on whether we're going to the final room as well, you end up getting a bonus payout. Just in the final room is normally the drifter drugs, which are they're I think the equivalent of standard drugs, but without the side effects.
Koizumi and Dark Zero, align to readout Hive.
I saw the orange of Koizumi and assumed that we were being dropped.
Oh dear. Keep calm, Mr. Mannering.
Yeah, we're not purple to each other.
Fleet take wing warp.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, it's not bad figures, really. It's a fun little op to do anyway. Drifters are interesting things. Once a week, we just do this on a Saturday. Depending on time zones, we vary between 2000 game time or 0200 game time. They are open to the public, so if you do want to join us at any point, are more than welcome to. You join the channel called Consortium Operations.
Fleet, please burn to Gate Gertrude.
This is getting interesting.
Nice name. My sister had a guinea pig called Gertrude.
Alright, governor.
Koizumi, prop up. Thank you.
What happens to the in-game music? Is it really? Oh, it's off. There we go. At least we'll have some background sounds now.
Ooh, excellent. Alright. We will probably want lots of impressions of anything involving wormholes or gates or also monoliths for later use. Right, that said, fleet take gate, fleet take gate.
Warp drive active.
Affirm, thank you.
So when the site was originally created, there's two paths, an A and a B. This was the split room that was first created. You can see there's a gate here on the left called A. A gate on the
Fleet,
right
burn
is B.
to gate battle axe. Gate battle axe.
I like broadswords better than battle axes.
Boogie, boogie.
And originally, to be able to get through the site,
Is it
you had
Battle Axe?
to
I thought about
have
the X5.
fleets go up B and A at the
Let's
same
vote
time.
for that one.
But it was revised a few releases ago, so that you only have to go up one side now. So invariably, we run the site twice, or 3 times, or however many times as we like, and we just alternate between sides, so we have stuff to shoot essentially each time. I'm just collecting, I'm ignoring any frigate loot. Loot is just standard sleeper loot. But invariably I only pick it up if it's the Autothician Lancers, the cruiser sizes, or bigger. Because they're the only ones that... It still only has a fairly nominal value. I mean, I've got 27 million's worth of loot in here at the moment anyway. But the real loot is in the final 2 rooms anyway, which we have a dedicated ship picking up anyway.
Fleet take gate, fleet take gate.
Warp drive active.
Affirm.
So here we have 2 Autothician Lancers, so I'll grab the loot from those. Still just frigates again in this one. Excuse me. As we escalate through the rooms, the targets do get...
Fleet, burn to gate banana hammock. Gate banana hammock.
Oh no!
God.
I salute you.
Wow.
Oh god, so bad. As you see, we do try and get a bit creative with the...
Ellie, if you're doing recording at the moment, nice shots of this monolith configuration.
Already on it.
Excellent. I just like saying the obvious. It's a thing I do.
This is obviously a drifter device for understanding banana hammocks.
No.
There is no
If-
understanding banana hammocks.
Well, I was going to say this is really more of a banana ring.
Oh my.
Banana hammock, or is it a banana hammock device for understanding drifters?
Bananarama?
Banana Republic.
I might be tempted to burst into a certain banana-related song in a minute.
No.
I mean, there was 1 banana, and then there was 2 bananas. 3 bananas, 4.
Ring, banana phone.
Doop doopy doopy
Damn.
doop. So good. One poured a hand grenade,
Alright.
one poured a stick. One had a Tommy gun hanging from his tra-la-la-la-la-la.
Fleet, take 8. With that rousing tune in mind.
Warp
1
drive
banana, 2
active.
banana, 3 banana, 4.
That's what I was going for.
Now you're all showing your age.
Do
Yeah,
not
it
touch
is
my
a bit, isn't
banana.
it?
Bananas off the scale and potassium only.
Fleet, burn to Gate Britannia. Gate Britannia. Yeah.
Screwing up your own
Okay,
words
Thing
now.
he
say that
can't
one with
say.
a straight face. Something something Gate B.
This is obviously a drifted device for understanding oiled gigolos.
Oh. So use the glowing blue lubricant. Got it.
Who knows the wonderful colour that potassium burns?
Red, I believe.
Nope. Next.
Green?
Oh, I'm sorry,
Next.
which one is red?
Blue?
Nope. Next.
Red,
Yellow.
white, blue.
Purple.
Orange. What?
White.
Wait, potassium, that's the purpley one, isn't it?
Potassium is indeed purple.
A
Nerd.
I'm sorry,
It's
you're
been
playing a
long
spaceship
time
game?
since I thought- Copper is greenish blue, just so everybody knows.
Yes.
Oh. So it looks like my land is getting dragged into the whole World War Weed thing. It was fairly inevitable, I guess.
Okay, hack complete.
The only thing annoying about having cruisers doing the loot collection, the sheer mass that gets carried past when you try and loot the containers. You just end up going so far past.
You need a Higgs anchor.
No, that would make it worse.
That's
The thing is, you like micro warp drive to it, and then you turn off your micro warp drive, and it just takes forever to do the last 4,000 meters as you turn around back to it.
So no drifting.
It's lots of drifting.
You don't like the drifting.
And then when you're not paying any attention, you bump into the giant structure. Yay, manual piloting. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, in range.
Take 8, take 8.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, so we've got a fleet of 27. The minimum amount that we recommend that you do it with is 12.
I hate a drifter.
Any less than that, and the drifters that are in the site start causing you problems. They're the main problems.
Fleet, burn to Gate Bravado. Gate Bravado.
Turn.
They do around 1,000 damage per second. Alpha damage.
Yeah, I've managed to avoid that so
as
far.
well. Excuse me. And they do have a Doomsday, so when you break their shields, they fire off a Doomsday, which does just shy of 1,000,000 damage. So it starts getting very difficult to kind of deal with that sort of numbers when you've got a very small fleet. So 12, as I say, is the minimum that we'd recommend you go with. And you can go anywhere. We normally cap it around 30, because after 30, you're not really bringing anything more to the fleet. You're just adding more time to everybody, in that we'd have to do another run, so that everyone gets a fairly equal share of the money. So yeah, between 12 and 30, really. And we're at the nice 27, so we're almost at the full fleet mark where it's pretty easy. The other thing is, this is a Wolf Rare system, wormhole system, which does have massive effects to what the bulk of the fleet is. As you can see here, I've got the direction scanner, and you can see most of the fleet is Confessors. And Wolf Rare wormholes increase the damage on small turrets, which is obviously what Confessors use. They increase the amount of armor that ships have. Again, this is an entirely armor fleet, so it's another positive effect for the fleet being this wormhole being relatively easy for us. And it also reduces the signature size of the ships, so they're harder to hit, so we're taking less damage. So all in all, the readout system is probably the easiest system for us to do, which is, again, part of the reason why I stream it. It's probably one of the most relaxed systems for us to do. We don't have to worry too much about any of the
Pull drones.
NPCs in here causing any major havoc to us.
And just so folks know, we are holding momentarily as we are at approximately shift change, so want to make sure that we don't have drifters randomly land while we're split up.
Roger that.
So what he's just talking about there, the shift change, is the kind of interesting element in these sites. There's
clearly a drifter device for understanding chaos.
Don't start the Warhammer again.
Heresy.
Didn't Dawn of War 3 come out recently as well? Anyway.
Yeah.
Isn't like an open beta, or is it out?
I think it's open beta now.
Out.
Oh, wow.
I think it's out. But does it not have chaos?
Does not have chaos. It has Eldar, orcs, and space.
Wilp.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, sorry, got distracted there. The interesting element in these sites is if I fire up the probe scanner, you can see there is a lot of cosmic signatures.
Boring Eldar or Dark Eldar?
And a few unknown anomalies. Now there are drifters that are going around all the unknown anomalies and all the cosmic signatures. And every hour, every half an hour, they swap locations.
Alright, fleet take 8.
And they can go to any part of anywhere inside this wormhole.
Just to warn you,
so
has
they may
jumped
suddenly
on my mouse
arrive
pad,
on
so
grid with us, and we have to deal with them.
I am no longer in command of the ship.
Wow.
FC now only says
meow. Meow, 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 meow.
Oh dear.
That meme.
My dogs are all staring at you guys.
Lunch?
Woof woof.
Burn to Gurn?
Sorry, I was trying to think of one cat related with a G, but let's just burn to the gate.
Gorgonzola.
Well, originally it was going to be, burn to gate gecko, but...
Gatto.
Geckos.
Jake Garfield.
Oh yeah, that's the good one. guessing I'll let the MTU do its thing here again.
Yeah, that's fair.
There you go.
If you want to go for stuff that's a little bit further away, though, that's a fair idea.
No problems.
Also, a general heads up, folks, if you haven't checked your contracts and you have an outstanding payment, do check them. Haven't posted payouts for last week, but everything leading up to that is up to date. After op, provided I've got the contract slots clear, we'll pay out last week's fleet and ideally this fleet as well.
Question: could I get a blueprint copy for the coalesced element?
That's sort of a point of debate. We'll do conversions as normal, but we try not to issue BPC. I understand the interest from a collector's position or from wanting to make the thing yourself. The point of concern is essentially that right now there's still a relatively short supply, depending on what CCP's planning with their whole Gates to Jove space thing. Hence my continued wariness. Like, if there is no indication whatsoever that CCP was advancing things, then no issue, but...
Winter is coming.
Oh god.
You suddenly realise that that's actually going to be a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that a long-winded no?
Yes.
Sound like it.
It was a nice no, though.
It was, if you want the coalesced, you can have it, but not the blueprint.
Yeah.
So what it really
Not necessarily saying that...
You just need it good and do it yourself.
That is a method.
Makoto, do we just contract you then, the 5 elements, if we want a conversion?
So how we end up doing it is actually... that works, or alternatively I can set up a contract that requests the 5 and then issues the 1 coalesced. That way it all happens in one clean transaction, either way.
Okay, sounds good.
But yeah, send me a mail. Once I'm caught up on payouts, I'll be doing the conversions that are on the backlog.
Is Safazon the best place for them?
Safazon is the location, yeah. That's where ARC stores its stockpile of all things.
Bread!
Raj.
Indeed, the Amar Navy headquarters is evidently the best bakery in the universe. Okay. Yeah.
It's on the red store.
Quite true. Okay, let's let them come in. There might be drifters headed this way, so... Crikey's gave this cat a bath last night, and he is so filthy. It's like he found a patch of mud to roll in.
What cats do. It's what dogs do as well, to be fair.
Yeah, they don't like being clean.
It's not clean for them. It's smelly.
My friend lives on a pork farm. Her cat rolls in cow dung and then comes in.
Oh,
Dry cow dung, but still.
My dog used to be obsessed with where foxes had done their business. Let's go with that.
It's better than having a Roomba grab it and drag it around the house.
You say that, and yet... Though, how many rooms did the Roomba get to before you caught on?
Just two, the kitchen and the living room.
You've heard the story of the high-powered Roomba that got through the entire house, right?
Yeah. Did I tell you the story of my cat farting in my hands?
No, but Inky's other name is Stinky, and you can really tell when he relaxes around you.
Well, I picked up my cat outside, and I smelled something, and I thought the cesspool had backed up. And every time I was walking around trying to find the source of the smell would go away. Every time I stopped, the smell would return. And then finally I realized it was my cat farting in my hands.
Oh dear.
And continuous, too. That's impressive.
Are we doing a third run today? I imagine we are.
Yeah, we'll be hanging out in the Hive for that, though. Figure, we've done our bit of tourism and now relax bullshitting time.
In that case, your MTU is good to scoop.
Yep. Scooped. Okay, so, you guys know the drill.
Do we, though? Do we really?
It's peanut butter jelly time?
Okay. Astarte going? Guardians go. Rest of fleet go.
Warp drive active.
Just take Honda.
Full rack.
Of baby back ribs?
Baby back, baby back, baby back.
Ribs.
Shy. Webs, DDs, orbits on Hikanta.
Is
It's unburied.
Affirm. Parius, Elinari, 500. React, 750.
500.
Whoops.
So yeah, these are the drifters. These are the horrible damage-dealing ships. As you can see, it's different from all the other ships in that it shows that it's got a blue shield. So it actually has 2 layers of shielding. Once we get rid of this outer layer of shield, it fires off a Doomsday at one of the targets. It does an ECM burst, so anyone that locks it or has it locked will lose lock. And then you'll be able to relock it again, and you'll be able to kill it normally.
Orbit check.
React good.
Ellie good.
Parius, not good.
Tell us when you're set, Parius.
Parius at 0.2827.
Okay, sounds good. Hikanta, blow it up.
So that was the outer shield being destroyed all at the same time. See the
Webs.
Doomsday is firing now.
TDs.
TDs.
That's the Doomsday. And now you can finish it off like a normal target. Relatively easy.
Well, sweet. Alright, calling regroup. Going to grab this MTU and then we'll mosey in the direction of the vault. We'll do some hanging out, so plenty of time here for, bios, grabbing tea, coffee, beer. A long wait this time, I suppose, if you want.
That was a close one. When we dropped our webs on Hakanta, my orbit dropped down to like 0.1.
Yeah, if the Hikanta decides to accelerate directly away from their target, that's not a thing I can I'm not sure we can necessarily control for that.
I was like alongside him, and he started accelerating directly ahead. And we were both traveling in the same direction.
Alright. Fleet, make best speed to read out vault, make best speed to read out vault. That's going to be where we hang out for a little bit. Prop mod? Koizumi, prop mod?
I have to admit that broadcast did make me chuckle there. Well safe, well safe in it, bruv needs armor. Oh dear.
What's the time on the respawn?
We've got a while here. So once we get to the vault and get set up, I'm going to get the payout sheet sorted, and then we've got time to chill. That's a respawn time is unfortunately 30 minutes. With a fleet of this size, though, we need 3 Hikanta to pay out everyone properly.
Okay, so I got at least roughly 20 minutes before we're doing another one.
Yep. So at this point, you know, if you want to cook yourself a steak, hey, go for it.
I don't know if I'll go that far, but...
Well, I mean, you wouldn't have much time to enjoy it after, but,
I have my slow cooked gammon, which has turned into kind of pulled pork today.
Ooh.
It's literally just a bowl next to me though, and I'm kind of finger picking.
Nom 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 nom.
Yeah, basically.
I have bonbons.
Bonbons. Strawberry bonbons?
How did you know?
Chocolate bonbon.
Strawberry the best.
Also got leftover curry. Best curry.
Oh.
Making steak sandwiches tonight.
There's something nice about a curry that's even just a day old. It just gets even, like, curryfied. More curryfied.
It becomes currier.
Yeah.
And payout form is in fleet.
Is it still bananarized? Please still be bananarized. Yes! But yeah, if you've got any questions, feel free to chuck them into Twitch chat. The next kind of half an hour or so, we're just going to be waiting for the last hit counter to spawn before we finish off the entire operation. So that's done 2 runs of the site. We've done the left side and the right side in the readout wormhole. Normally, if it's around 20 members, we'll just do those 2 runs, so it'll be literally an hour long, and that would be the end of it. As we are, as I mentioned before, close to 30 people, we'll just, rather than doing another run outside, we're literally just waiting in the final room for the final boss to essentially respawn. In that time, we might end up having new drifters enter the wormhole and enter the site, so we have to deal with them if they come in. But it's not a major deal, we are accustomed to dealing with them, so we'll just chill out in this final room for the time being. As I say, now's the time, ideal time. If you have any questions, feel free to chuck them in and I will answer them if I can. Some of them, if you turn around and ask me, like, how do we survive the 1 million damage from the Doomsdays? I'm not going to answer it directly, in the sense that if you want to learn, you feel free to come along to an operation and ask the question in Fleet Chat or on comms here, and we will certainly explain it to you. But we still haven't fully made it public, like the way that we do the operations, because we are pretty much solely the only group that does these operations at the moment, because these are particularly specialized wormholes. They are particularly specialized events to do. They are very unique in that this is solely the sites that are in the entire wormhole. The wormhole is designed around this site, whereas obviously other wormholes are just full of different types of wormhole anomalies. These are designed just for this, which is why you have this huge, gigantic structure here. People who you may have seen an Eve trailer about not too long ago. Essentially, the structure that the drifters are being made from.
And for our newer pilots, if you look at local, you'll see our in-flight entertainment provided by Dark Zero.
Which the drifters are made at. And it's also, mystically, we believe to be a gate pointing somewhere. Who knows? It does create some fantastic screenshots as well, I will admit. I do like taking pictures in this place. In fact, I'm going to turn off my UI so you can see that.
Glorious.
Alright, I'm gonna go AFK for a minute.
Yep. Have time.
Use sleeper enclaves around the Hive, which are filled with no-pick jars and Jove corpses. This is the other interesting thing about this site, is it is one of the few sites, well, these sites are the only sites that you can see the Jove corpses at. Which are visible in space as well. They've just been poked out. Jove corpse. You see, it does do this weird shaky vibration thing because of just how close I'm zooming in. You can see there it's like of corpses. I can get really. All the camera controls. Shaky, 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 shaky. But yeah, you have to appreciate that they are like a meter big in a world where I'm also on grid with something that's like the size of the United States. I am just going to stick push to talk on so you don't hear any of my dodgy background noises. Excuse me, while I'm finishing eating and drinking. But I am still going to be here. I'm probably going to switch off my UI, so if you have any questions, feel free to chuck them in.
My lap is free, kitten. So on the subject of legacy code, I'm betting CCP can't wait for the day when they can finally rip out POS code by the roots.
Spaghetti code!
Yeah, I'm sure they'll break everything on that day.
It's funny when you speak to them about it, and it's like, just like, how the things are completely, what you'd perceive as completely unconnected. Like, they adjusted, like, a bit of the POS code once, and, you know, a small sector of gates turned offline. Like, wow, how does that even work?
And they still don't know to this day.
Yeah. But then still, I keep referring back to we are talking about the company that lost, you know, the model for the DED station.
Yeah, it's pretty magical.
The day they delete that code, you'll be able to hear collectively the entire company just gasp at the same time.
Yeah.
Huge intake of air.
Probably happen is the server will just fail to start up and nobody will know why.
Do you reckon it'll just be that, like, you know, there'll be a group of people hanging around one person's desk as he just sits there and presses the delete button? Everyone just goes,
No, I'm not pressing it. You press it.
Yeah.
No, you press it.
Guys, call Hilmar in. It's just him.
He's good at breaking things.
You just actually you can imagine it now, can't you? Delete POS code and all of a sudden the Joe Gate network comes back online.
At which point, 15 years of Eve players go, it was us the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was surprisingly effective. Don't say that again, Makoto.
Caprice, both of your characters just disconnected.
Yeah. You said we'll probably kill things, and then my computer went, oh, okay.
Is that postcode again?
That's some powerful legacy code. Let's see how I do getting back in. Ah.
Okay, just to check, I am seeing 22 entries on the payout sheet. We're expecting a few more. Also, lock up that neutral.
Hey guys, how much longer we got on break?
We've got 13 minutes and then a quick tour of some lightning, and then we're headed home.
So we're not doing a third one, or we are?
We are doing a third one. Third one will be at 21:49.
2049. Okay, cool.
Just taking a quick bathroom break myself. Be right back. I have to say as well, this has given me wonderful, like, meanwhile at the Hive stock footage.
Me too.
Hey, plenty of time for long, dramatic pans and zooms of all the things.
I am not steady enough with the camera in game for that, especially with a slightly dodgy mouse.
Ah.
I've got this nice view of the
Not awake enough.
Hive over the stream, but it was just the fact that I get the occasional sun ship that occludes the sun. Just get this nice change in light levels every now and then as well.
This has given me a nice amount of time to sort my skill queue out, though.
Yeah, I don't think I'm at the 50 again.
Sorry, guys. I'm back.
Welcome back. Don't think 768 days worth of skill time's enough.
Absolutely not.
Slightly more terrifying is it's fractionally over 2 months, I think, if I've worked it out right. No, slightly less than that. Less than 2 months. Until I can fly every subcap in the game.
Oh, nice.
Everything. Actually, no. Everything less than a Titan.
That's quite impressive.
And scary.
You're the handy person to call when they find the offline tower with the yacht of ships out.
Which of these can you fly? Everything.
All the things.
Cool. Hop in and let's blow it up for insurance.
This is actually how I gained my first orca. Found one offline at a POS and liberated it.
Spaceship adoption.
That's the one.
Rescue and retrieval service.
Best thing was it was a Hydra reloaded one, so I was expecting a war deck afterwards.
I went through a nice phase of finding geckos just outside Providence. Why just outside? I have no idea. But yeah. I adopted at least 3 that way.
There was a spree of maybe 6 or 7 Spectre Fleet ops in succession over the weekends. Every time we went out...
Sorry.
I was going to say, every time we went out, we came back with more geckos than what we went out with. Sorry, go on.
There was I think it was a lost mail just the other day, maybe posted on Reddit, that someone had lost 99 geckos. It's one of the few things that dropped from the wreck. Fuck.
Loot Fairy was not in a good mood that day.
Well, everything else dropped apart from like 3 items, and the geckos went on there.
Yeah, it looks like they've been holding steady at about 80-something million for a while. I mean, they've only slowly drifted up from 60, right? Not quite into excavator territory.
I'm a little bit surprised as well, actually, that they haven't come out with a another faction-sized drone like that as well. And then again, I say that it's not. Well, the Shadows is still unique as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, my guess is that, they're still so focused on refilling out core roles that they don't have time for fluffing much. Though they have started a conversion plan for Thucker and Hyasioda POS stuffs.
Hooray!
I just wish they'd stop dropping the blueprints for them.
That is a bit silly.
I've had 3 in a week.
Oh dear.
And it's like...
Aren't CCP going to be buying those back?
Have they actually announced what they're going to do with it? I figured that they just put a face value on it and transfer.
Yeah. Pretty much what they said.
Helenari?
Hmm?
Did you just disconnect?
I hope not.
You did.
No.
There you go.
Toodle.
Well, I've disconnected for you guys. I haven't for me.
You just flew off the stream.
Cool. Even my typing in chat boxes hasn't forced the close yet. That's weird.
I'll give it about 30 seconds.
Pocket Universe.
An alternate reality.
There we go.
Where normal things don't happen very often.
Dum dum dum.
So what would we do if they change the AI to a limited range area doomsday instead of a focus doom?
My guess would be probably die.
Yep. Repeatedly.
Oh, I mean, we
Hey.
die at least once and then learn.
Yeah, I mean, it would happen once and then we'd come back in a different fleet comp. A high power AoE Doomsday would mean that we'd end up in something like RR Nesters or something, depending on the exact damage.
Oh god. Go back to what we were originally testing on Singularity. Oh my.
And then they'd switch it back.
Well, I mean, if they can do both, then the trick is finding something that can RR and stand both either direct or indirect.
Apollo does different Doomsdays from Artemis. Can you imagine it?
Oh, that would be effective.
Ellie's back.
Let's see, there's a neutral on grid.
Waiting for a reinvite.
Don't shoot the Ellie.
Fireworks!
Fireworks! I could deal with that. Fireworks are cool.
Ooh, shiny.
He really knocked it out of the park with these latest fireworks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Heads up, 2 minutes or such to hit contact. Oh. So
that would be fun the first time that happened.
I mean, it would be exciting. How about that?
It wouldn't be fine. It would be, well, shit.
I think we would just all sit around and laugh for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, probably. What just happened, guys?
Binge of the drifters.
Depends if it's an AoE. If it gets your pods as well.
I do really miss the locked gates. That was something that required an element of player skill that wasn't directly related to the Doomsday.
Yeah, I do too.
Any idea why they removed that?
Give us another role to do too.
Probably just to see if people would be more willing to progress into the site if there aren't locked gates. But honestly, the biggest hurdle, as I think we've all established, is that the actual monetary value of these is, barring the fact that we have financial backing, not enough to support a fleet. Like, to my understanding, the only other group running these doesn't really do an ISK payout option because, well, yeah.
Thing is, once you actually know what they're... Let me rephrase that. Once CCP has confirmed what they're going to be required for, it wouldn't have, surprised me if they ended up making the mechanic more difficult again. Actually make it warrant doing the sites.
Yeah, certainly agreed.
Did you guys ever ask anybody why they changed the lock gates thing? Or was that just speculation, Nick?
We did, and I mean, usually when we... Hikanta. Tracking disruption in webs on Hikanta. Settle into orbits.
Hikanta's on Parius.
Affirm. Parius 500, React 750, Elinari 500.
TDs are up.
Affirm. Guys, Sleepless Patroller, if you can finish him off. While we're getting settled in. Be very careful, though. No aggression on Hikanta. No aggression on Hikanta.
That wasn't me, by the way. I just saw it.
Yeah.
2 rows always help. Mention it every time.
I can't see my second row. FC, what do?
Change the orientation.
What do you mean by change the orientation?
The target list anchor, little 2-direction point where the targets load from, you can change the orientation so they load in a different direction.
Where's that button at?
You right click
I
it.
think he might just be fucking with you.
No, I'm legitimately confused as to where it is. I have
Are you
no idea what the
assuming
fuck he's
orientation?
talking about.
You right click it, you go arrange targets vertically or horizontally.
Check. Clear comms. Guardian's orbit check.
We're good.
Ellie, good?
Parry is holding at 0.27.
Okay. Pop a conta.
I'm still not seeing what you're talking about.
I will show you after.
You need more than one target so you can see it clearly.
No, you can see the anchor point at any time.
It hides if you're not right over it, though.
And dead Hikanto.
Yep.
Really?
Yay.
Weird thing.
Okay.
I'm going to get some of my loot.
No problem. And MTU should be grabbing the Hikanto momentarily. Calling for a regroup.
You just want a hug.
Doc, have you got my stream open?
No.
Have you got the facility to open it and play at the same time?
Yes.
Just put the link in Fleet Chat again.
And so while we were fighting, I was just looking at the Hive again, and I guess I saw this on like Caldari Prime Pony Club a little bit ago, and I guess they updated some of the shader for Jove stuff because now there's a secondary color that's basically silver on it. You can see the big like panels on the side. It wasn't like that before.
Can't interrupt you, Mac. What did CCP say about unlocking the gates?
They're usually pretty mum about story stuff when we have any questions of that sort, so, you know, they just sort of went, huh, that's interesting.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it's a combination of gameplay reasons, you know, trying to slightly lower the barrier for entry, and then, of course, story reasons, you know, they're also looking to push the whole sisters are up to something creepy involving drifters angle, so between those two.
So do you think that CCP always had an aim for this whole Hive? Or did they think, okay, well, it's been discovered and let's lock it back up again, blah, blah, blah. I lost my point.
First off, fleet burn to gate Garibaldi. And secondly, on that question, so the drifters are definitely part of a planned story arc. I think that the back-end development associated with that story arc has taken a little longer than they intended. The introduction of the drifters basically matches up with their resuming wormhole storylines and storylines involving attempts by, you know, people in New Eden to establish better control of wormholes. You see, you know, at about that point, like initially the Syndicate explosion and the Ascendancy implants and that type of thing. And that's also when you start seeing, well, actually, that's following the Prophecy trailer, and about the same time that CCP Seagull started showing the roadmap that terminates in New Space. So I would tend to think that it's all tied in a general sort of way, and that the Drifter storyline got put on hiatus because they realized that all of the additional work that they're planning for structures and basic systems in Eve would take rather longer than they had originally thought.
So it was a test at first, and then they decided to unlock everything because it became a bit of a tourist site. They wanted everyone to have access to it, and then they'll lock it back up, I guess, when the content's released.
Well, so I mean, the AI side of it is, I mean, that's a test bed for a new AI, sure, but that's just, a convenient thing. I wouldn't be surprised if they changed the distribution methods for elements to allow them to proliferate before they get into widespread deployment of gate stuffs. Because I assume that
if they even get used in the gates.
This is quite true, and that's of course a question. There's a non-zero chance that CTP might, look at the piles in certain hands and go, okay, that's no longer balanced. But we don't necessarily know. Certainly I'm hoping that isn't the case, because it would sort of suck to, be the ones running the content. Yeah, and well, so, to allow people to peer behind the veil, there are basically two reasons why we've been running public fleets on a regular basis. In the first place, so that we can, do the content, because, hey, cool, it's change of pace. But secondly, to ensure that when a change happens, we are ready for it, whatever that change is, and to ensure that there are elements able to be distributed into people's hands, so that it's not like, oh hey, there are these 2 people who have giant piles of elements. It's like, no, there are actually hundreds of people who have small piles, and it's not necessarily like a single cartel.
Yep.
So we're also sort of a drifter cartel. Okay, that said, everyone's here, so hail, hail, take gate.
First person camera.
Warp drive active.
Love doing that.
Also have to remember there's a small number of people who work on this, so if something comes along like this LARP thing, which they obviously spent many months working on, that this
Let's see if
stuff
he attacks.
Check.
on the back burner. Yes.
Okay, tracking disruptors and webs on Apollo. Settle into orbit. Paria 750, LNRA React 500. React follow.
Well, this one maybe not attack, unless we're attacking him.
We're too close, I think. Previously, they've been a couple of hundred off.
Yeah. Reps on Guardian Prowl. Yeah, it would be interesting, while we've got a moment, to see if they did another FanFesty thing involving wormholes and stargates. That would make sense for next year. And
Apollo switch to Parius.
Affirm. Parius, follow LNRA, react, go to 750.
Yeah, I've lost webs.
Got webs on him still, so he's going 1 meter a second.
Okay, I got him back.
Okay, orbit check.
No good, because drift is still too fast. You're bumping.
Yeah.
Could be selling in a couple of seconds.
Okay. And to verify, LNRA 500 Parius follow React 750.
Confirm. So React is good.
LNRA?
Just about.
Parius is kind of all over the place because he keeps trying to cut in.
Yep.
I swear it could be a radio chatter.
You do. One from the prophecy tree.
Alright, Guardians check.
React good.
Are they good?
Parry is at 0.37. Good.
Okay. Pop Apollo, Pop Apollo.
Webs.
TVs.
Thank you.
Say goodnight, Apollo.
Good night, sweet drifter. Alright, pull your drones.
I'm still hearing it. Is that coming through the vortex?
Yes.
Yes.
I've never heard that. Is that new? I've never heard that.
It's
before.
because the NPE stuff uses the same thing, and I guess they attached battle comms to it. The vortex effect.
Yep.
So it does the same thing here.
So it's okay. So it's just a little bug then. Wow. Okay. I freaked
It
out.
might
then.
be. Yeah.
You may
I
want to
remember
regroup command.
a couple of days ago.
Sorry, getting distracted because I can see reflections of stuff that I should not be able to see.
Nope. Alright, all pilots, align to exit, align to exit. If you do not have an exit bookmark, align to planet 3.
And shame on you.
Shame!
You know, I
She's
do
on the
think
right
these things are getting spread out more.
There's more lightning, that's for sure. There's always more lightning.
Somehow, mysteriously, magically.
I don't know about the lightning, but they're farther apart.
God, that radio chatter is really freaking me out.
Except wing warp, except wing warp. All pilots, burn to wormhole, orbit at 500. Once you're at wormhole, turn off your prop mod. Okay, so here's how it's going to work. A cloaky ship is going to go through, make sure there are no drifters on the other side. Fleet will jump. We will align to the outgate, which will be Null, and then we will wing warp. That way we don't end up with people, being caught on their own with drifters that suddenly appear. If there are drifters and we do end up having to fight them for whatever reason, then we will do a staged warp off, and we'll give more information on that if time comes. Elamaitan, are you in jump range?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Scout going through. Make sure your prop mods are off. Okay, wormhole is clear. Everyone through. Joka, Caprice, you are clear to GTFO.
Hi.
Fleet, align to Nahol. Align to Nahol. Hardeners on.
Align to your Nahal.
Hey!
Can't believe Dark missed that one.
That was weak.
Dark slipping.
Actually, the thing that I kept thinking of was an narwhal.
Warp drive active.
Take wing warp, take wing warp.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, hi.
Nice job, guys.
Yeah, 3 hit contests, and we still managed within, about 2 hours to jump out.
Real close.
Who just changed skin?
That was me. I always have a battle skin.
Alright, Mac, I'm gonna get you some coalesced elements. Just make a contract to you, I assume?
Actually send an email to Sophia and Chateau and Makoto, and we'll get it sorted. Usually I issue them just because it's easy. And that way I can draw directly from hangars.
Roger.
Okay. That said, I dare say that that covers fleet. Thank you all for coming. And until next time.
Thanks for Fleet FC.
Are you still docked at the DED station? With Alexander?
Yeah.
And that concludes
Top
my stream as well.
station,
Thank you very much
I believe it
for
is Nahal
tuning
2.
in. I just checked for some final
And,
questions. No final questions, so I'm
trade
going to
back
call it
anything
there.
you need to trade back.
Thank you very much for watching, and
if you
I will
haven't
see you
signed
again
the,
soon.
payout sheet, yell now.